CAE, Dr. V. Singh, Director, DAV Public Schools, DAV CMC. Then we have a special note of thanks for Dr. V. Dosan, Regional Director, and Madam Jaya Bhardwaj, Cluster Head of Panchkula Zone, and the worthy principal of Hansraj Public School, Panchkula. Along with these, I also would like to extend gratitude toward the principals of Panchkula Cluster Schools. These all are the strongest pillars of Hansraj, this DAV organization, and I really thank you all for believing in my capabilities. Now, before I proceed, I want you all to have a look at this slide. Just examine this slide carefully and let me know what you observed here. Just a minute, I'm sharing the slide. Can anyone tell me what exactly is shown through this clipping? All right. First of all, those who have unmuted them, you are requested to mute yourself. And once you are asked for any query, any question, you can come up with that. You're most welcome for that. Secondly, before I proceed further, in the chat box, the assessment form questionnaire will be shared as well as the feedback form will be shared. So you all are requested to just cross-check it and just fill it. It will be shared twice in the beginning as well as at the end. All right. Is it
Shivani ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think there are some replies in the chat. If you allow me, I can read the answers in response to this picture.
Yes, ma'am, please.
There is one response from Madhu Smita Sahu, and she's, I think, identified it as a history class. So
Absolutely.
there is another one, Jennifer Bano. Right, she also has, she says that history class where teacher is delivering his lecture and pupils are thinking how these all information are related to them. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
Thank you, Khamoshi ma'am. Thank you so much. Absolutely right. So see, actually what the purpose of showing this clip is basically, kindly mute, everybody is requested to mute, please. Thank you so much. Now see, this is the history class. And I still remember when I was a young child, during my school days, I also used to feel that social science class, oh, boring. Now why it happens? If we see, this is we standing near the board and we are just delivering the lecture, nothing else. And the students, they are least interested. One of them is really dozing off, another one is playing games, and one of the child sitting at the corner, he thinks that what's this got to do with me? Why should I learn the facts and the figures and the dates and all? So my dear friends, the purpose of showing this clipping, this sketch to you is that our class should not be like this. For that, we need to be a little bit innovative. We need to show some willingness. Some efforts should be put in by the teacher, the social science teacher, so that our class becomes fun class too. And how can we make our class a fun class? How can it be full of innovation? Only when we just focus on the 21st century skills. Using these skills, we need to develop various areas of our students. For example, critical thinking, communication skills, initiative taking, then leadership qualities, creativity, collaboration, teamwork, and this can only be done if we follow 21st century skill. Now, let us play one short act. We are just going to carry on with one short activity. This is called Act It Out. Now, here what exactly I'm going to do. Please listen to the rules, and I feel you will go to the timeline when you were really small kid and you used to play such games, and we all love such things. Okay. Now here, the activity is such. I will be showing you 15 words. I repeat, 15 words related to social science vocabulary. You will be given only and only 15 seconds to read them. After that, you will not be shown that clipping. Fine? So what exactly you have to do, I will pick up any word out of all those 15 and I'll act it out without opening my lips, without any lip movement. So we are going to play dumb charades basically. So you have to guess the word. Let me see how it goes. Let me share the screen. Your 15 seconds start now.
मुझे नहीं थी. हाँ जी, ओके. अच्छा सुनिधि, और समर कैंप का कोई तुमने पैम्फलेट डिजाइन किया है क्या?
Ma'am, please mute yourself.
शैलजा मैम, you are on unmute.
रत्रा मैम का मुझे मैसेज आया कि सुनिधि के पास सारा मटेरियल है, उससे लेके और एक नोटिस तैयार करना है पूरा.
Shelja ma'am, it's a earnest request. So as not to unmute yourself, right, as the session is going on, the resource person will ask you to unmute whenever required. So thanks for the cooperation.
Thank you, Kamushi ma'am. Thanks a lot. So, my dear friends, you must have seen all those 15 words. Okay, in case you missed something, I'm just showing you, the words to you for just 5 more seconds. All right, now I'm going to act it out. Please look at me very carefully and observe what I'm doing. So what exactly you have to do, you can unmute yourself while giving the response and you will simply tell the word. Here I go.
Secularism.
Secularism. Now see, I very often go through such activities in the class where students are told to act it out. Sometimes I act out. And then the purpose is not only just act it out to enhance their learning capabilities also. So what exactly I do, once the word has been recognized by the child, I ask the meaning of that word to them, and particular word. But this is how it adds to their learning as well. Okay, one more. Fine. Let me see how many of you are able to recognize this one.
Equality.
Absolutely right. Can anyone tell me what exactly, which area has been enhanced through this activity? Any skill which has been enhanced, any area, if it comes in your mind, speak it out.
Critical thinking.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So yes, it leads to many development of many skills. Now, before I proceed, I'm just going to show you a video. It contains only some background music. Nothing, nothing spoken is there. So please just look at it carefully. Just a minute, please. Here we go. Just a minute, back to the presentation. Now, after watching this video, a short video, you must have come across some kind of art. Can anyone guess what sort of art was included in this?
Performing arts.
Performing arts, absolutely right. Somewhere we saw visual arts. In maximum questions, we just saw performing arts. Yes, definitely. So you people have guessed the theme of the module correctly. Yes, this is art integration. So whenever we talk about art, I take it in consideration that you all are aware of the term art. Basically, it is the creative skill of an individual, right? So like Aristotle said, that aim of art is not to represent the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. And if we correlate it with our integration with art in the schools, so we have to keep just excuse me, just one thing in mind, that we don't have to be after the beauty of the final product. We should think and we should incorporate what exactly the learning outcome is, whether the students have understood the concept or not, or just it is a piece of art. That should not be done. So definitely art has power to transform, to illuminate, to educate, inspire, and motivate. Now, as you all are aware, types of art, it can be divided into two parts: performing arts and visual arts. I think one of the teachers, one of the candidates is unmuted. You are requested to mute yourself, please. All right. When we talk about visual arts, painting, collage making, cinema, drawing, photography, clay modeling, and performing art definitely includes drama, dance, music, media arts, puppetry, and the list is really, really long. So, first of all, the question arises, what exactly is art integration? Now, one thing as teachers, we need to keep in mind that art integration is not a replacement for art education. We are not replacing our subject with the art knowledge only or education. What does it mean? It means it is a cross-curricular approach to teaching and learning based on collaboration. Please keep this in your mind. It is based on collaboration between the teaching of the subject with the teaching of art. It can be visual, it can be performing art. Now, what are the principles? Basically, when we integrate art, it leads to collaborative efforts, reflective, experiential learning, problem solving, and the last point, that is the benefit, it makes student learning visible. You come to know through the final product made by the child whether the learning was enhanced or not, whether the learning took place or not, whether the outcome which was set by you was fulfilled or not. So whenever you plan any area of art and subject, any content related to social science, for art integration, you have to keep 5 points in mind. Number 1, choose a social studies content or topic. I'm not talking about the entire chapter. I said choose a content or topic. Then choose a visual or performing art content. That which one will suit the best with this. Fine. Then create learning objectives, that if I'm choosing this topic and I'm planning to pick up this art form, then what should be my learning objectives? After that, you have to teach the academic content, the vocabulary, definitions, the meanings and all in both the areas. And after that, you can create rubrics for the assessment, right? Performance-based assessment of the students. Now, my dear friends, the list is really long, and we all have been conducting these activities like role plays, to sketching, to drama performance, to photography, then jewelry making, and the list is really, really long. So the points are, now for number 1, whenever you plan any lesson, which includes an art integration, number 1, selection of a topic or theme is really important. Drawing upon the previous knowledge of the students, please keep in mind, you have to see the age limit of the students. Number 2, providing creative inquiry, means hands-on learning experience should be given to the students. Next point is reflection on the new learning of the subject using an art form by students. Here, basically, we come to know whether our objective has been obtained, fulfilled or not. And the last step is assessment of students, obviously, which will include the rubrics which will be created by you. Now, the next point is, while planning and executing an activity or project, the teachers must ensure the following things. I'm talking about integration with social science, with the art, right? Now, first thing, give them some experiential learning, hands-on experience, and preferably go for collaborative project. Now, just think that children should come up with something new. They should not pick up whatever is already created by others. Something new. Some different art forms should be connected with the disciplines. Then another very, very important point is that the material which is required for the activity, it should be easily available. It should not be a financial burden on the pocket of the parent. Like newspapers, the saris, the dupattas, all these things can be used by the students. Then the students are familiar with the art form or not, that has to be kept in mind. If you are giving them sculpture making and they are not aware of that, it's of no use then. Now continue to this. Now after this, students have given time or not. You need to give them time, preferably good time, so that they think on the part of the content and correlate it with the subject. And again, I repeat, it should be age appropriate. Now, do's and don'ts in assessment. I'm talking about assessment here. Now, at times it happens that we compare the work done by the students, but while integrating the subject with art, please do not indulge in this activity of comparing. Appreciate every child and recognize the efforts. And you don't have to judge the child on the basis of the final product, but assess on the basis of the process. What process has been followed by the student, right? And always give constructive feedback. Even if you feel that the work done by the child is not appropriate, don't just demotivate the child. Simply tell that yes, very good, but you can carry on in this way. So you can give valuable inputs to the students, right? Similarly, equal chance should be given to everyone, even the children with special needs. Maybe some children have weak eyesight. Maybe somebody is not that good in sketching or holding the pen. The handwriting is not good. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. And always ask open-ended questions. Now, another point that is really important, that do not, I'm just putting this emphasis, that do not compare the child's progress with any other child. This will lead to demotivation. Right? Now, for example, in the last workshop also I told that how once we were given the task of making a globe on the sheet of, not a globe, but you can say a world map. So we had no idea about the degrees that time. And I just made a sketch from my side. It was excellent. But when the teacher saw, she just rejected it. The point was that before rejecting anything, before judging the work of child, please give clear-cut instructions to the students that this is what is required. This should be the learning outcome. Without that, your art integration will not be successful at all. And if we talk about don'ts, number one, and I feel that this is at the topmost position, do not enter the class with preconceived notions. Do not think that, oh, this child is really, he doesn't study, he won't be able to do it. No, not at all, my dear friends, because we do not know about the capabilities of our students. Now, dear friends, either you can take the screenshot or I'll be sharing it later on. But this is one of the sample lesson plan, and you will get plenty of lesson plans in CBSE Art Integration Manual. And beautifully, this topic is covered like class 8 topic, that is making of the national movement. And this is the subject, and the art integration is theater and social science. So this will be really valuable if you just follow the steps given here. Then you have to give the art integrated objectives, right? Then you have to suggest the material, like, so for example, saris, kurtas, dhotis, national flag, pen, paper, chalk, board, wooden sticks, and all, salt even, because here the children are showing Dandi March basically. So then moving towards the icebreaker activity, here children, the teacher should come up with something interesting, something useful. Then group discussion can take place, and please keep in mind for the methodology, you need to give clear-cut instructions to the students. Clear-cut instructions are extremely important, because without that, it is not worthy. The students will not be able to carry on with the task. Then even you can go for learning objectives, outcomes, and self-evaluation. Now moving ahead, let us put this into practice. Now we have come to know about the do's and don'ts, principles, the methodology. Now let us talk about some areas. Just put on your thinking caps, my dear friends. And I'm giving you two topics. One is soil conservation. Another one is right to education. Now think about these topics and think about any art form through which you can teach the students these topics. You can pick up any one. I'm giving you 1 minute to think. And I know you people you have been doing this. You are integrating art with all such topics. So I know there will be huge participation from all of you. Is there anyone who's ready? Yes, sir, please go ahead. Come on, dear friends. Is there anyone who's ready? You can speak out. You don't have to write in chat box. You can speak out your inputs. No one?
Shivani ma'am, shall I read out from the chat for you? If you
Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you.
There is one reply from Rita Rath ma'am. She says performing arts topic 2.
Performing art topic 2. All right, fine.
And Miss, I don't know, Ranjita Kar, right to education skit.
Skit, absolutely right. Thank you so much. Please carry on.
That's it.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely. Through plays, through mimes, mono acting, skits, nukkar natak, fine, and we can just show such topics which are of great relevance in present scenario, especially, and soil conservation, water conservation. All such topics can be covered in form of visual arts, making posters, making paintings.
Working models also. Making collage. Working models.
Absolutely.
Shivani ma'am, there are more replies now pouring in. There is Aarti Gupta with Nukkar Natak and videos, Mr. Ravindra Gupta, slogan writing, and Itishri Das, right to education painting, model making, soil conservation, painting. I think there's a lot more coming up, dramas. I think you can continue further.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And I feel glad that there's a huge participation, although we cannot read because of time constraint. But yes, see, we all have been doing, and we all come up with such wonderful ideas. Now, my dear friends, this is
stories, dramas.
Yes, sir, definitely. So through stories,
dramas, then pictures.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Means we can use both performing arts as well as visual arts to cover any sort of topic. It depends upon the teacher to teacher what sort of art form we are taking. Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely right. Thank
People
you.
belonging to the poor section of the society, they also have the right to educate themselves and prove themselves to be shining stars fit to rival the best.
Absolutely right. 100% correct, sir. All right, moving ahead
Thank you,
to
madam.
okay, moving towards
Ma'am,
the
okay.
yes, ma'am.
Photography, video making also.
Yes, absolutely right, ma'am. I'm really glad, but unfortunately, I can't take everybody's answers. But
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
there are so many activities, and we social science teachers, through these activities, we can make our class really lively. I think if we perform such activities, the class will no more be boring at all. Nobody can say that it's a boring class. Moving ahead toward the suggested rubric, as I've already told, a wonderful piece of document, rather you can say that it has been derived from CBSE, which is related to manual, art integrated manual. So you can go through the site and you will immediately get that. So here you can see the parameters, understanding of the art form, relevance and the development of the theme. And the yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Presenting YouTube to the students related to education. YouTube,
Yeah,
YouTube
sorry.
can be presented to the students.
Please
Just now
one
it
by
came
one.
to my mind.
I'm not getting it, sir. Please come again.
Yes, presenting YouTube to the students related to education by prominent educationists. Can it work?
Definitely. Why it can't work, sir? Our students are really tech savvy. They can come up with wonderful ideas. All right. Thank you, sir, for your inputs.
Yani ma'am, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, please show your all pictures on full screen when we take screenshot.
Yeah, you can take the screenshot. I have no objection, ma'am. Please.
Okay, ma'am, please.
Yeah. Now, this is the rubric and you will get it through CBSE Art Integration Manual. Now, my dear friends, since you also have been doing it and there are some suggested activities. Now here I'm just talking about art integration. Suppose we give them the work for display board decoration. You will find the children coming up with beautiful ideas, beautiful sketches, combination of colors, some clipping, some slogans, some fonts. So that can be done beautifully by just giving them any theme, for example, equality, gender equality, one Mahotsav, anything. Now, this is my favorite. This is related to choreography. How can we teach the students the system of rotation and revolution and the solar system through choreography? Now here what I want, I basically feel that what should be done, divide the students in different groups to represent one planet and sun at center. For example, we can have, suppose we have class of 20 students. Students can be divided into two groups. From one group, one child be told to stay at the center representing the sun. Others can be told to revolve and rotate around the sun. So in this way, there will be a dancing pattern, number one. Number two, the child standing at the center representing the sun can be told to hold a torch so that when the planets are revolving and rotating, it also clarifies the concept of day and night formation. So through choreography, we can teach the students, and this way students will learn the coordination and the covering the whole stage, and this will come up with a wonderful idea. Then similarly, poster making, jewelry making, we can tell them, we can tell the students to pick up the, the small pieces, vibrant colored pieces of cloth, and they can hold the bangles, old bangles, and they can talk about the Rajasthani jewelry and all, if it is possible, if the facility is there in the school. Similarly, flyers, which we have been doing since a long time, maybe on particular tribal group, or maybe on a historical event, or maybe on atmosphere. Similarly, mask making, related to endangered species or extinct species, or on for famous personalities of the world. So we can go. I mean, the art, indulgence of art is really limitless. Now, even the study of calligraphic strokes of Devanagari and Roman alphabets, we can teach the students the cursive styles, print form, cursive style, they can read it out, they can find out, then obviously it is very difficult for the student to make out what is exact meaning of those scripts. But yes, we can have a talk about, the kind of civilizations they had once they have just seen the scripts. Even if we talk about the fonts, even if we talk about the curves, the colors, the students can come up with many ideas. Similarly, stone painting, photography, talent hunt. Yeah, this is something important. We can pick up one topic, any topic, and we can give a free hand to the students that now you can either use performing art or visual art, and you have to correlate this topic with your art form. And you won't believe that students are really storehouse of creativity. They will come up with wonderful, final products. Similarly, puppetry, here we can tell them about their costumes, construction, then collage on festivals. I mean, in 6th class, we can come across some such collages, especially harvesting seasons in India. Similarly, cartography and colors, they have great role to play. Whenever we go for map making, we always tell them color scheme. So definitely children can come up with wonderful ideas. Again, Nukkad Natak. So here the purpose is not only the play and the concept clarity, but the purpose is also to know about the facial expressions. Fine. Then you can say voice modulation. So this is how the children are learning a lot. Similarly, sketch making, like this person is saying that I can't find poverty in this world, and he's really blind. He can't see anything. So such meaningful sketches can come up with great importance. Similarly, if you go for, if there is no limitation in your school and you can go for clay modeling, students can be told about the different texture, coarse texture, smooth, clay, loamy, sandy. So in this way, students can get, they have a first-hand experience, and they will wonder that this is how earthen pots and Diwali diyas are made. This will definitely enhance their creativity. Even advertisements, models. Now, one thing I have noticed, sometimes we just give them models to the students to make. They come up with the final product, they display it, that's it. Now, please ensure the children are given a chance to speak on that model, number one. And not only describing the model, but also they should be indulged to tell about the difficulties they face while making the model, the areas they want to improve in future. So in this way, definitely art integration can be done. Now, a respite to all of you, icebreaker, let us play and let us learn. Now this activity is, what exactly you have to do here? Choose the sport you like the most, first of all. Then you can choose any topic of your choice, and just in a line or two, just tell us how you will use that particular sport which you like the most and how you will incorporate with the learning of the students of that particular topic. For example, if you give me a chance, I say that I like cricket a lot. So I can do one thing. I can think of the historical events of a nationalistic movement. For example, Simon Commission. You talk about Dandi March, non-cooperation movement, Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So what exactly I can do? I can just divide the class into two groups. I can ask the questions one by one, and that in which year this event took place. And the child who will come up with the right answer, he will be given the chance to play 1 over. And I think boys will definitely love this game. So this was just an example. I'm giving you a minute to think about the same, and then you can speak out. There is no objection, but kindly do so one by one. If someone is ready, you are most welcome. Any topic of your choice you want to correlate with the sport. If someone shirks to speak out, you can write in the chat box also. I have no objection.
Ma'am, like if we take up hockey, and
Yes.
we are to teach the pre-independence era to the students. So, like Dhyan Chand was born during the pre-independence era, so we can take up his way of playing during the, and how he was inducted into the child platoon by the Britishers, and this is how we can explain it. We can correlate it with the pre-independence era.
Okay, ma'am, absolutely right. The difference between present day and the pre-independent era, and how Dhyan Chand he became legend,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
what sort of difficulties he faced, and children will also come to know about his life history. That's a
Right.
wonderful example, ma'am. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Shall I proceed then?
Shivani ma'am? Yes,
ma'am.
there is one response in the chat from Mahasweta Kar. Again, crickets during the colonial period.
Yeah, I can recall the Lagan movie basically. If we show, we can tell them to watch such movies. Yes, ma'am, please carry on.
Ma'am, we can take athletics, and we can give the example of Milkha Singh, and who was born in the present Pakistan, how the dividation of Pakistan took place, and how the scenario changed after the dividation. The whole thing we can explain through it.
Exactly, ma'am. Wonderful idea. Now, you people must be wondering why sports at the end. I wanted to keep a twist in the tale. So, basically, when we talk about sports in school curriculum, my dear friends, sports has been the part of India since time immemorial. If you talk about Mahabharata, archery was there, Ramayana, chess, Shatranj was played that time. Someone is unmuted. Kindly mute yourself, please. Thank you
Ma'am,
so
even
much.
during the Gurukuls, sports was integrated in the curriculum.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely right. So it means if CBSE has
Badminton, when it arrived in our country at what time, we have to take the info and explain it, and any role of the prominent badminton players who have carved a name for themselves in the respective field, then they will be attracted to the same, because it will help relaxation of the brain. Am I correct, madam?
Yes, sir, absolutely quoted by you, sir.
Shivani ma'am, there are just a few more interesting inputs. I will share very, very quickly.
Yes,
Right,
ma'am.
one is from Chinmay Tripathi. With the help of football, we can give the idea about solar system. Dipankar sir has already given his, same thing is put in the chat. And there is another one from Rosie Parija. We can relate Lagan film with the economic cause of 1857. Thanks all.
Very good. Very good. So wonderful ideas, my dear friends, and I'm glad that participation is really, really good. So moving ahead, so I was talking about such sports and why CBSE has integrated sports. There's a purpose behind it. Now, children these days are becoming couch potatoes. And there's less physical activity. They are more into mobile games, Ludo, chess, and all. So we need to incorporate these kinesthetic skills among students. Now, before moving ahead, first of all, what is sports integrated education? Yes, it is another cross-curricular pedagogical approach. Now, here physical activities are included, which leads to development of collaboration, self-initiative, self-discipline, teamwork, responsibility, citizenship, and much more. Now, why they are necessary? They are necessary because, first of all, they help the child to apply inquiry, investigation, exploration, critical thinking, creativity, and they get first-hand learning experience through such works. It helps their development of communication skills, and multidisciplinary links between subjects and topics are can be related through real life situations. But one thing to be which is noteworthy, that is, children must develop skills and abilities in the area, not treat them as a mere entertaining fringe. What does it mean? That children should be learning side by side. It should not be only that it's done for the sake of just enjoyment. Now, proceeding further, Now, what are the benefits? Definitely leadership qualities, teamwork, motivation, skills development, motor skills and communication, power, thinking power, all these skills are developed. And if we talk about integration with the sports, definitely students remain healthy, they maintain good fitness, it boosts their self-esteem and hence discipline, become more social, they have positive mentoring, develop good habits, and even definitely when they play and they just are tired, by the end of the day, they get sound sleep. And they also get patience and perseverance. That is something very important to know. Now, my dear friend, I have come up with some sports activities which can be integrated with the subject. I hope you all will like them. Let me show them. This is a very common game which I play with my students. You know, my dear teachers, we have become master of multiple choice questions now. Since staying at home and taking classes virtually and preparing the question papers, so we are masters of that. So we can play KBC with the students, Kaun Banega Champion. For this, I divide my class into two parts, two groups. And after that, what I do, I just ask the questions, MCQ questions to them. And there is a provision of lifeline also. If one child from particular team fails to answer, another one is given the chance to do so. And in this way, they come up with beautiful answers and the learning also takes place. Another one, this is my self-created board game. This is basically, it was snakes and ladders. So I gave the name rivers and dams. So what I did, basically I thought it is difficult for the students to learn the names of the rivers and the dams which are constructed over those rivers. So this is another example, and how it can be played. We can get various copies of this board game and we can distribute these copies among students. In a team, there can be 4 students and they can learn. And I'm 100% sure they will be able to learn all the names of the rivers and the dams. Moving ahead, another one. Otherwise, there's a dart game where you have to hit the target. So this can be correlated with the dates and events. On the balloon, we can write the historical dates or major important dates. For example, related to maybe nationalistic movement or any other, right? So, or maybe from civics, we can add like when right to education was added in the constitution in which year. So it's up to you. So on the balloons, we can write the dates. On the table, we can put the sticks, not sticks, but stick-ons, on which basically different events will be written. So the children will be told to pick up one event, and then they have to match that event with the year. And in this way, they have to hit the target without speaking. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, I'm actually sorry for intervening. There are some of my colleagues are asking to join. Please allow them to join here.
Mr. Chinmay, I've already requested that you have reached the 100, which is the maximum participant limit to our Google Meet. So I really appreciate that they're eager to join, but I'm really sorry, as in when a seat lies vacant, we would allow them in.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. So this here children will, come up with, they will be focused towards the target. That is the best point of that. And in this way, children really learn various things. And immediately they will be able to learn and correlate with the event with the date. Moving ahead, Pithu, how many of you have played? I think everyone.
Excuse me, yes, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Please repeat the balloon and event games, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, sure. Now, in this game, what exactly has to be done? On the balloons, the dates to be mentioned. And on the table, some slips to be kept in which the events will be written. Suppose one child comes up and opens the slip. Suppose the slip is related to when the Indian Constitution adopted. The child has to find out the balloon on which the particular year is written and has to hit the target. Right? Okay, moving ahead towards Pithu game. Here, it is really interesting. Can you see the different slabs kept over here? Now here, for example, if I take the course of 1857 revolt, in short, the course will be written, like sepoys moved from Meerut, Mangal Pandey did this, then they moved toward Delhi, and all such ideas will be written, and they will be kept randomly. Both the teams will be there. One of the team member will hit them. Second team will come. Now the twist is there. They have to arrange them in the order. If they don't arrange them in the order, they won't win. If they arrange them in the order, definitely they will be winners. So in this way, students will be able to understand the chronological order of the past events. Yeah, so this can be played in various ways. Similarly, the next one, hopscotch, that is Steppu we used to play. We all have played that. Now here, what idea I came up with, basically, CBSE has enforced us to go for competency-based questions. And apart from that, the very short question answers. So here what we can do, we can make two teams, they can make two short questions. And if first child is asked the question, if the child is able to answer that question, then he will move toward the number 1, then second question, number 2, third question, number 3. And if the child reaches till number 9, like the boy sitting over there, so he is the winner. So this is how this game can also be played. It is not necessary that you pick up this kind of event only related to nationalistic movement. You can take anything. You can take the idea related to forest. Everything can be taken. It's totally up to your discretion. Next one is, chatterbox we used to put on fingers, north, east, south, west. Now this is a very good game. Here what we can do, we can tell the students, we can divide the class into 2 teams. Fine. From each team, 4 students will be called. And they will be told to stand in different locations, one towards north, south, east, and west, right? Now, what they will be told that you stand, suppose one child who's standing towards the north, you are Punjab, fine? You have to go to Kerala. Then the child will move toward the south direction. And this will help them to learn the concept of directions and the location of the state. Basically, they are located towards which direction. And in this way, there will be interchange of the team members from one team to another. And this game can be played simultaneously with 2 teams at a single go. Now, similarly, moving ahead towards preamble, scramble, you can go for the cuttings, the puzzle sort of, then they have to join it. This can also be played. Now, another one, this also a new idea I came up with. This is called sticky notes, means enhance your vocabulary. What does it mean? Students will be given some terms, for example, soil erosion, for example, Dandi March, for example, untouchability, for example, you pick up abiotic resources, randomly pick up various topics which you have already taught. This is very important for these games, with these sports, that you need to teach them something beforehand, then only they will come up with the idea. Now, what you can do basically, 2 teams can be there, sticky notes will be kept on the table. Once you say that, okay, soil erosion, they will write the meaning of soil erosion in a line or 2. And then the one member will be told to do that. And then they will run towards the wall, pasting that note over there. Second term, equality, writing them, pasting over there. Now, at the end, the assessment will be done by the teacher, not there and then. First of all, teacher will count the number of sticky notes. Then she will see what is the relevant content, whether the child has written the relevant content or not. And then comparing the sticky notes of both the teams, the winners can be, announced. In this way, students can come up with the, idea of, learning short answers, definitions, etc. Now, moving toward the next slide, that is tell the features and make the change. Now, I feel that there is a lot of movement. We are developing kinesthetic skills of the students through such sports. Now, here we used to play chain when we were young. So how you can correlate these? Basically, for example, I took up features of evergreen forests. 2 teams can be there, 10 members in each team. Now, they are told to tell to the teacher the features of, suppose, evergreen trees. Any one feature. One feature is told the child will join hand with another partner of his team. Second feature is told, then another. In this way, they can make the chain. Longer the chain, better the result, and that team will be the winning team. So, my dear friends, I just came because of the time restraint. I had many other plans, but I couldn't come up with more ideas. I'm so sorry for that. But fortunately, that we have been given so much area of discovery and innovation by CBSE and DAV management that we as social science teachers can make our classes innovative, full of fun, full of innovation, full of modulation. Yes, sometimes we need to modulate our game. We cannot stick directly toward to those particular games. Like if I talk about snakes and ladders, if I talk about make the chain, obviously here and there, twist in the tail is really necessary. And yes, very important point that children should not play these games for the sake of entertainment fringe. There should be some learning outcome. So that is why I just wind up by saying it is the teacher that makes the difference, not the classroom, my dear friends. Even if you take the students to out of your four walls of the classroom, you can come up very well. You can explore new areas, new dimensions, new art areas, and the sports area to integrate art and sports integration, basically. Thank you so much for your valuable time, all of you, and I'm glad that you came up with such beautiful inputs. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you must have filled the feedback form plus the assessment questionnaire. If not so, you still have time to do so. In case any query, any point you want to discuss, you are most welcome to write it in the chat box.
I hope you all have got the questionnaires as well as the feedback performer link. So you all are requested to fill up. Thank you everyone for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you Shivani ma'am for such an interesting and informative session. Compliments to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Khamoshi ma'am. Thank you, the management, and thank you all the participants.
Thank you, ma'am. It was excellent.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your feedback is a great motivation. See, as a teacher, I'm motivated. When we motivate the students, they must be really feeling too good, isn't it?
So many new activities you have said. They are
Arushi ma'am, can you share the links again? Those who haven't got it, I'm sharing the feedback link again for them.
Yeah, Sayanti ma'am is saying that I got disconnected, ma'am. The feedback form has been shared again. Thank you for the wonderful inputs you people are giving.
Madam, please suggest some activities for online classes, ma'am.
Yeah, sir, as I told you, KBC can also be played through online class activity. Darmstadt can be played in this way.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am. I got.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful session.
Even ma'am, hopscotch we can play, make them make the hopscotch in their room, and we can ask them.
Yes, absolutely right. This is what I want to say, that it is totally up to us.
Yes,
how
yes.
we want. We have to wear our thinking caps for that.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I've shared the links again, ma'am.
Yeah, those who were unable to fill the questionnaire as well as the feedback form, you are requested to do so.
Should I end up the meeting, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, just hold on for a minute. There are still some candidates on. I think they must not have saved the feedback link. So 2 minutes more. I request the participants, they can even copy the feedback link and it will be open for another 10 minutes. Then we'll be closing the responses. And please do that. Your true feedback would help us improve further. Thank you so much.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. Extraordinary session.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Please carry on.
Yes, extraordinary session. We learned many things. And madam, so I can tell the students, I often do, I tell the students stories. Like one case of rebirth, research by Dr. Bhavnagari from Bhavnagar, a Parsi lady, and another Delhiite lady, Shanti Devi. Previous birth, she was Mathura born Lugdhi Devi. I give this type of information. Then, for example, when women's education, in which place first started 1848 Savitribai Phule in Pune. This type of, so can I, and some time ago, one of my ex-student from Gurgaon presented me YouTube. Can I send it in the student group for their benefit?
I think definitely, sir. Pertaining to the relevance of the content and the topic you are sharing, definitely it can be done.
Yes.
Thank you for your valuable input, sir. Carry on, please.
Yes, and one thing, and I also read the incident of Nirja Misro, and 32 years ago, I read a strange thing. Her mother was sitting in Mumbai in a room. Some power came on her, and the writing was not her mother's, but the daughter's. She was writing, I'm very safe and fine in heaven, have faith in the eternal one. It had a flashback in some small magazine. And it had an impact on me because she is one of the great ladies of India who risked her life to save so many passengers. So can I tell this type of info in story form to the students?
Definitely, sir. This will be really great help and children will get to know a lot about the past. And the best methodology is story form only. I really personally feel.
And I have also told the students that when I was an MA student, I read in a book, India and Iran Through the Ages by Firoz Kavasji Davar. Now the book is out of market. I have to order it to London. Only one copy left, but the link, I think someone has already reserved it. And there I saw an uncommon information. Rajmata Koikei of Ayodhya was a daughter of a pre-Zoroastrian king who used to worship Agni, Bayu, and so on in Persia, later to become Rajmata of Ayodhya. Students get very much surprised.
Yeah, sir, we can, when we teach them in 6th class, we can correlate all these stories and definitely they learn a lot. Definitely. Thank you. Even I learned a lot from you, sir, right now.
No, madam. Don't tell like that. I'll feel shy. I am conveying my respect to you and to all the dignitaries. Because my off-time passion is writing on varieties, whether in English or in Bengali. And some years ago, one of my writing, Education on Girl Child in Punjab, got published in Roshni, All India Women's Conference, Delhi.
That's
Madam
wonderful, sir.
offered,
So humble of you that despite knowing so much, you really always say that no, nothing like that. I mean, I really appreciate your efforts and you are doing a great job, sir. Love to learn from you. Thank you, sir.
because learning continues in the life of a person till the fag end of his or her life, as opined by Acharya Prafulla Chandra Ray.
Right, sir. Right. Absolutely right. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable inputs.
I am conveying my respects to you and my respects to all the dignitaries.
Thank you so much, sir. A full respect to you as well.
No, madam.
Thank you so much once
I have
again.
filled up the forms. I have filled up the 2 forms already. Now,
All right.
once more, I am presenting about the session.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your, for being a wonderful audience. So we'll have to end the session here as we have to move on to the next session. Thank you, everyone.
Ma'am, thank you.
I think we can end it.
Ma'am, thank you so much.
The section very nicely. Thank you so much. We got many information about this session.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Arushi ma'am, we can end the meet.
Wonderful session.